Hey guys, today I have another reformer workout for you, and today we're gonna have a ball with this little squishy ball, okay? So, we are gonna start out jumping on the reformer. Now, if you have a jump board, you want that up and ready to go, okay? I've got my spring set on one light and one extra light spring, so I've got a yellow and a blue on. Now, the Balanced Body reformer, or the studio reformer, does not come with an extra light spring. That is something I actually purchased and put on in place of an extra heavy spring. So I've got the blue and the yellow on. If you do not have a blue and yellow, go for one red. All right, and we're gonna start with a nice jump sequence. This whole workout should be about 45 minutes. All right, so here we go. You're gonna lie down on that carriage. Okay, if you want that headrest up, now is a good time to get that situated. And you're gonna bring your feet parallel on that jump board. That little squishy ball is gonna come right above the knee, okay, to the inner thigh. All right, so we want a nice little hold on that ball. We're gonna lengthen all the way out on that jump board. Both feet are nice and flat. From here, we're gonna find that neutral spine, heavy tailbone, little lift in the low back. Draw that belly button up and in. Exhale, bend those knees. Inhale, take it out for a little hop. Good, so I haven't jumped a lot in the past workouts that you've seen on YouTube, right? But I love to jump, all right? So you're gonna be seeing a lot more of it. I am a stickler about getting those heels to touch down on that jump board. So you want a full foot connection every time you land on that jump board. All right, so nice and simple, nice smooth jumps right here. Every time you leave that jump board, it is an inhale breath that takes you out, not a shove through the foot. Okay, so I want you to think about inflating like a balloon. Everything stays nice and stable through that core. Neutral spine, neutral pelvis, belly button pulled up and in, ribs are closed. A lot of times I hear, oh my gosh, my low back hurts so much when I jump. That's probably because your ribs are flailing open, okay? So we're gonna keep those ribs closed so that we don't over-arc that low back. Forearms are pressing down into that carriage, so I've got a little imprinting going on through the arms, through the back side of the arms. Good, head, neck, and shoulders are relaxed. We're here for 6. We're gonna change it up. We're gonna add a little lift and lower. In 4. Good, last 3. Good, you've got 2. On the next one, we're gonna start to add a little lift and a lower to land. Good, so through this jump sequence, I don't want you to stop. Okay, I want you to keep going. Nice fluid movement. I will cue you back to back. You just keep doing the jump until you've got that next one on board and you're ready to move on. Okay, but I don't want you to stop jumping. This is a little extra cardio right off the bat. Okay, so that little lift, keeping the legs in parallel. We're lifting just above the jump board, and then I'm finding that full foot connection every time I land on that jump board. Heels touch down. Good. So now, getting those heels down on that jump board challenges your flexibility through the back side of the leg. So I really want you to think about that full foot. Heavy heel. Good. Little lift, little lower. Good. Engaging that low belly every time we pick those legs up. Neutral spine. That doesn't change. You're here for 6. We're going to take it into a downhill ski. In 4. Good. Last 3. Notice my lift is very small. 2. All right, on the next one, we're going to start to swivel those legs like we're swishing down a mountain. Okay, so I want you to imagine that you're downhill skiing. Okay, those femur bones at the top of the hip swivel so that the toes angle outbound. Okay, whole leg. Both legs move together. So one leg is doing internal rotation while the other goes external. Good, we've got a nice hold on that ball still. Inner thighs are working, right? We have that ball to help activate that inner thigh and pelvic floor. Keeping the structure at the pelvis, nothing is changing. Core is pulled nice and tight. Belly button's up and in. Good, imagine swishing down that mountain. That's the exact movement we're going for. Good, heels touch down every time. We're here for 6. Good, you guys, last 5. Good, you've got 4. Remember that inhale breath takes you out. You exhale as you land. Last 3. Good, you've got 2. Last 1. Good, come back to parallel and pause for just a moment. Now we're gonna do some straight leg jumps, but we're gonna take an ab curl at the same time. So I want you to interlace, find a little space between those shoulder blocks. Interlace your palms at the base of your skull. We're gonna take those legs nice and long, so 2 straight legs, and we've got a little squeeze on that squishy ball. From here, we're gonna find 1 ab curl and hold it. So we're gonna exhale, draw those shoulder blades off the carriage, the tips of the shoulder blades lift. We're curling with length, so I've got space between my chin and chest. From here, straight leg jumps. We're gonna roll to the ball of the foot and connect the heel back down. Starting with a little foot roll. Okay, so we get that movement down. The knees are not invited to bend anymore. Okay, so from here, we're gonna take a little flick through the toes and land. No bend to the knee. We're activating the inner thighs and pelvic floor by taking a little hug on that ball. Good, belly button's drawn up and in. Make sure we are keeping those ribs closed. We don't want to over-arc that low back. Holding that ab curl, this is really going to activate that core. Getting it ready for some deep, deep movement. Good, this is going to heat you up nice and fast. Make sure those elbows are staying nice and wide. We're cradling that skull. The lift is coming from those abdominals, not a yank on the back of the neck. Good, you're here for 8, 7, 6, 5. Good, 4, 3, 2, and last 1. And bend those knees and bring it on in. Take a quick little hug of those knees into your chest. Whew. All right, we're coming up off that carriage. But before we move on, I want you to get your machine ready for more work. So we're going to take that blue spring off. We're going to come up and we're going to take off the jump board. Okay, so I'm just going to release that, set it off to the side because we're not going to do any more jumping today. All right. Okay, foot bars in that first position, okay, not all the way up, but in that first hook forward. Grab your ball, and we're actually going to come on top of the box right now. So we're not going to use the reformer at all. We're on top of our box, okay, and my left foot is going to stay connected to the box while my right foot hangs off the side, okay? So I want it right now that my pelvis is level. Okay, so my right side isn't automatically drooping down to the side, right? It's upright, so both hip bones are on the same level. I've got that belly button drawn up and in between my shoulder blades, and I'm nice and tall from the crown of the head. Now, I want you to imagine you're standing on both legs, so that right foot is flexed. We're going to take that ball right between the palms, and we're going to take those elbows a little bit wider so we can get a little squeeze from the mid-back. From here, we're going to take a little plie on that left leg. So we're going to exhale as we soften that left knee. Inhale, lift it back up. Exhale, soften that knee. Inhale, lift it up. Now, with these plies, you want to make sure that that kneecap on that left side is tracking with big toe, second toe. So if you want to take a glance down as you bend that knee and look for that alignment. Okay, balance is obviously a little bit more crucial here, so I want you to find a spot with your eyes to focus on. That's going to help your balance. Core is engaged. That's also going to help. Good. Now, with that left leg doing these little plie dips, we're not reaching with the right side. Those hip bones, they stay together. They move together. Okay, that's why I want you to keep your right foot flexed. Okay, so that we're not reaching with our toes for the floor. It's not going to touch the floor. We don't want to touch the floor. Good. So now, we can imagine energy, right, pouring down the outer line of that left leg, underneath the sole of the foot, and back up that inner thigh to find that lift. So find that lift from that upper inner thigh and pelvic floor, right into the belly button. Taking that light little hold on the ball is going to activate the waistline in the back. Good. Exhale as you dip. Inhale as you lift. You're here for 8. Good. Last 7. That left leg's going to start to get tired. You're here for 6, That's the idea. Good, last 5. You've got 4. Good, last 3. Keep that solid foot connection. Big toe is connected. We don't roll onto the outer line of the ankle. Last 1, and we're gonna hold. So hold that plie right there. Now my right leg is gonna work. We're gonna point the toe now, and we're gonna take a little lateral reach out to the side and back. Out to the side and back. I'm holding that left knee is bent. I'm in that plie. Isometric hold on that left leg. My right leg is opening and closing, but I'm maintaining parallel with that right leg. Means all 5 toes are shining forward. Good. Working on those abductors, moving that leg away from the center of the body. Good. You've got 4. Last 3. Good. You've got 2. Keeping that sternum over the pubic bone. Good. Last 1. Hold your plie. Now my right leg's going to draw a little semicircle. We're going to go to the front of the box, and we're going to come around and tap the side. We're going to come around to the front of the box and come around to tap the side. So I want you to imagine yourself drawing a little semicircle. We're still holding that isometric plie on that left leg. Good. Around and back. Good. Working on that swivel of the femur bone at the top of the hip. So ball and socket joint, right? We want to keep it nice and lubricated. There should be a lot of mobility there, and we want to keep it that way. Good. Keep squeezing on that ball. Activating that core and that waistline a little bit more helps for stability. We're here for 4. Good. Last 3. Good. You've got 2. Woo! All right, you guys, on the next one, you're going to hold that leg back to the side. Let's flex that right foot one more time. And now we're just going to take a little extra pulse on that left leg. Little pulse. Little pulse. Good. Think about the energy pouring up into that, under the sole of the foot and up that inner thigh. Find that inner thigh for that little pulse up. Good. You're here for 6. 5. We're not fully straightening that leg at all. Last 3. Good. You've got 2. And last 1. Woo! And bring it all the way up, guys. Shake that leg out. So strong. All right. We're coming around to the foot bar. All right. So come around to the front of your machine. Now, my feet are going to be flat on the floor. Okay. Now, the ball is going to come right above the knee to that inner thigh area one more time. Okay. Hopefully you guys can still see me good. You have a clear view. Palms are on that foot bar if you would like them to be. They do not have to be, okay? Your hands can come to prayer, so you could do this anywhere around your machine if you don't have space in front of the foot bar. From here, legs are going to stay hip-width distance apart with that ball between the inner thigh. We're going to take 1 squat and we're going to hold. So reaching those sits bones back for your heels on that exhale, torso naturally tilts forward. We've got the knees over the center of the foot. And we got a light squeeze on that ball. Okay, from here, my ribs are stacked over my pelvis. It's going to stay that way as I peel my right heel up, and then I set it back down. Good, I'm going to peel my left heel. Set it back down. So if your hands are on the foot bar, great, you're pressing down into the foot bar. Okay, we're not hanging off of it, we're pressing down. Now if your hands are in prayer, great, even more of a stability challenge. Good, holding it there. So I've got just a light hold on that ball. Okay, you should already feel a shake every time you go to set that heel down on that squat. Good, keeping it there. Excellent, you guys. Lifting that heel nice and high. Pressing the heel back down every time you bring it to the floor. Alternating those heel peels. Good, reaching the sits bones back behind you like 2 arrows. We're shooting them back. Good, you've got 4 more lifts right here. Good, last 3. 2. Good, last 1. All right, the next time you have that right heel lifted, we're going to keep the right heel lifted. We're going to pulse that squat. So a little lift and lower from those sitting bones. Okay, that left sitting bone, it narrows towards the midline like a little tent to pick you up, and then it broadens to lower you. Little lift, little lower. Good, just pulsing that right there, holding it there. Good, notice I am not needing the foot bar for stability, okay? Core is engaged, reaching that sits bone back with every pulse down. Good, you got it. Light hold on the ball. We're not squeezing it for dear life. It's a light hold. We're here for 6. Good, last 5. We gotta hit that other leg. Last 4. Good, you've got 3. Good, last 2. On the next one, you're gonna hold it low. Set that right heel back down. Let's peel that left heel up. Same movement, little pulse. Now it's that right sitting bone, narrowing towards the midline to lift you, okay, and broadening to lower you. Good, hold that there. Good, little lift, little lower. Good, inner thighs are spiraling up towards the ceiling. Okay, we've got that ball engaged, that pelvic floor is on. Good, inhaling for the lift, exhaling for the lower. Good, you've got 6. Last 5. Good, you've got 4. Whew. Last 3, those legs are starting to tremble. Good, last 2. On the next one, you're gonna hold it low. Now my left heel is lifted, keep it that way, because the right heel is gonna come and join the party. So both heels are lifted, okay? Remember, you do not need the foot bar for that support. Okay, so find your balance. If you wanna challenge yourself to let go of that foot bar, now would be a good time. From here, we're gonna continue that little pulse. Little pulse, reaching with the sitting bones. They narrow and they broaden. That's how we lift and lower out of this pulse. Good, you got it. Keep reaching those sitting bones behind you. Keep spiraling those inner thighs towards the ceiling. Woo! Hot, hot, hot. We're here for 6. Good, last 5. Good, you've got 4. Last 3. You've got 2. On the next one, hold it low. Set both heels down. Squeeze the ball. Little squeeze. Total foot connection right now. So both feet are flat on the floor. We're squeezing with that pelvic floor, low belly, that upper inner thigh. Good, you got it. Hold it right here for 8. Last 7. You've got 6. Last 5. Woo, we got 4. Last 3. Last 2. And bring it all the way up. Oh my goodness. All right, shake out those legs, you guys. We're coming back to that box. We gotta come back to that box because we have another leg. All right, so I'm gonna be facing away from you this time. This time my right foot is gonna come to the edge of the box and my left foot is gonna dangle off, okay? So remember, we wanna imagine that we're standing on 2 straight legs. Ball right between those palms. Let's engage on that ball so we activate the back of the waistline. Exhale, soften that right knee. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, take a plie on that right leg. Inhale, bring it up. Good, so a little lower and lift. I want you to think about that energy again. Energy lifting you up through that inner thigh. Good. Keep drawing that belly button up and in towards the shoulder blades, between the shoulder blades. Thinking about that lift and that length. If you want to take a glance down at that knee and check for that knee alignment, you want that kneecap to track with big toe, second toe. Okay, so keep that entire sole of the foot connected to that box. It's a lot easier, it looks a lot easier than it is. Good, I'm really focusing on my balance right now, so I'm concentrating on one point on the wall so that I can hold that balance. Good. That left foot is flexed so that we're not reaching the toes for the floor. I want those hip bones, okay, to stay nice and level. Keeping the sternum over the pubic bone, we're nice and tall. Good, now if you feel the outer line of your right leg starting to cramp, okay, I want you to try to relax the toes. Okay, a lot of times the toes start to grip here and we lose that foot connection. So if you need to reset, reset. Okay, take that minute. Good, we're here for 8. Good, last 7. You got it. You're here for 6. We're gonna go for that lateral extension in 5. Good, last 4. You've got 3. Good, last 2. Good, on your next one, you're gonna hold that plie, hold that soft right knee. Now my left toes are gonna point. It's an open and close, still pressing in on that ball. Got the right and left waistline working for me. Open and close. That left leg stays in parallel. It does not change. Good. Holding that isometric plie on that right leg. That opening of your left leg does not need to be gigantic. Okay, I want you to hold that pelvis. Make sure it stays with that nice neutral structure. Good. You got it. We're here for 6. Woo, lots of focus on this side. You're here for 5. Last 4. Woo, it's getting tired. Last 3. Good, you've got 2. Don't go anywhere. Last 1. On your next one, we're going to take that rainbow sweep. We're going to come tap the front of the box and come around and tap the back. Good. So wherever you are in that box, you're drawing a semicircle. I don't care where your toe taps or doesn't tap. Okay, I want you to imagine that little semicircle and draw that little semicircle. Hold on to this, guys. I know that that right leg is tired now. It's done a lot of work that the other left leg did not do at this point. Good. Hang on. We're here for 4. Woo! Last 3. We just got that pulse left. Last 2. All right, you guys. On the next one, hold it back at center. Flex that foot. Little lift and lower out of that right leg. We are not fully straightening the right knee at all. It's a little pulse. A little pulse. Find that full foot connection. Relax the toes. Good. You've got it for 6. Woo, last 5. We've got 4. Last 3. Last 2. And last 1. And bring it all the way down. Oh my gosh, that side was a burner. All right, let's move this box. This reformer box is going to come up close to the reformer now. And we're going to be lunging off of this box. So we're going to start with that right leg, the one we just finished with. Those left toes were on 1 yellow spring. Remember, we changed it after we jumped. Okay, so it's 1 extra light spring. If you only have a light spring, put on that light spring, all right? My right foot's gonna stay on the box and my left foot is gonna come up against that shoulder block. So find a spot where you're not overreaching that left leg back, that you're standing directly on top of that right leg. Ball is gonna come right between those palms again. Now from here, we're gonna lunge. So we're gonna exhale as we bend that right knee. Ball comes up and overhead. Inhale as you bring it all the way back up to standing. Good. Exhale, bending that right knee for that lunge. Good. Inhale, bring it back up. So that ball's just a little extra prop. Okay, every time those arms come up and overhead, I want you to feel the shoulder blades move down the back body. But we keep the ribs closed, the torso tilts a bit because we're lunging, all right? We're reaching that right sits bone way back behind us. Most critical thing when you lunge is that knee. Okay, so I want you to think about where that kneecap is lining up. Take a look as you take that little tilt forward. That right kneecap is lining up with big toe, second toe. Good, that knee is coming just in front of the ankle. It is not coming in front of the toes. If it is, I need you to think about reaching that right sits bone further back. The right sits bone reaches far away from the right kneecap. How much length can you find on that thigh? And then bring it back up. Good. Exhale, bring it down. Let's go 4 more right here. Good. Last 3. Exhale. Inhale, you're scissoring those inner thighs up and into the low belly, into the pelvic floor to lift you. Last 2. Full foot connection. Relax those toes. On your next one, we're going for a hold. Arms are up and overhead with that ball. We just got a light grip on the ball. From here, we're holding our best lunge. My left knee, the one on the carriage, is going to draw in as I draw my elbows to my waist and take it all the way back out. Little carriage pull. Draw it in. Good. Inhale, lengthen it out. Exhale, fold it in. Good. Inhale, take it out. Think about that left femur bone getting sucked up into the hip as the knee comes under the body. Good. You're here for 6. Good. Last 5. Good. Keep those hip bones together. Good. Last 4. You've got 3. Good. Last 2. Good. Last 1. All right. On your next one. Oh, I forgot what's next. What did I have next for you guys? Aha, yes, I remember. From here, we're going to peel the heel. So let's bring that ball back down to the chest. Okay. We're going to hold low in that lunge. Right heel lifts up. We squeeze the ball and lower it down. Squeeze and peel the heel and lower it down. Squeeze and lift. Good. You got it. That right inner thigh now is spiraling up towards the ceiling to pick up that heel. Good. Every time we set the heel down on the box, we press it into the box. Good. You got this. Activating the back as we squeeze on that ball. You're here for 6. Whew. Last 5. Good. You got it. You're here for 4. Last 3. Good. You've got 2. On your next one, you're going to hold the squeeze and hold the heel lifted. We're going to pulse that right sits bone one more time. Little lift, little lower. Think about those inner thighs scissoring up just a bit. Good. Little lift. Good. Lifting from the middle of the body. Inner thighs scissor up and in. Good. For 4. Woo. 3. Last 2. 1. Set that heel down and bring it all the way back in, you guys. So carefully get off that carriage. Woo, shake out that leg. We're coming into scooter, all right? We got to keep firing up that right leg. We're going to move that box back just a bit, okay? So you can get your right foot close to the side of the carriage. Now set your ball down for this one. We're not going to use the ball. Okay, so I want you to stand on both of your legs really close to the reformer, okay? Standing up nice and straight. Now, we're going to take the left foot and we're going to bring it against the shoulder block. My knees are aligned. You know what? But before you go on, I want to change your springs. Add on that blue again. So we've got the blue and the yellow. If you've only got the blue, change it to a red, okay? So from here, sorry about that. We didn't want to forget the springs. You're standing up nice and tall. Knees are in alignment with each other, okay? From here, we're going to place our hands behind our low back. We're nice and tall, sternum over pubic bone. We're going to soften that right knee just a bit and tilt that torso forward just a bit. So now I've got a soft bend to the right knee, a little modified lunge, and that right sits bone is reaching back. From here, we're going to hold that right leg stable as we inhale, take that carriage out. Exhale, bring it back in. Inhale, send it out. Exhale, resist it back. Good. So that right leg is stabilizing, okay? Nothing is changing on that right side. We're holding that nice and stable. The left leg is sending that carriage back with some force, but I want you to make sure, okay, that you're not twisting. The pelvis remains neutral as you send that carriage back. Neutral. Good. Resist the recoil of those springs with our core. Good. Hands behind the back is obviously a little bit more difficult, right? Because there's nothing else stabilizing you than that right leg and that core. So if you need the foot bar, you can absolutely use the foot bar. Good. No layers here. We're here for 6. Good. Last 5. Woo! You got 4. Last 3. Again, it looks easier than it is. Last 2. And last 1. Woo! And bring it all the way in. Holy glute. Right? Okay. All right. Grab your ball. Let's change our springs back to one extra light spring, one yellow. If you've only got the blue, take that blue. Keep that ball with you. You're going to lie on your back. Okay, we're going to come into some single leg supine work. So we're going to take the right long loop and place it around the arch of our right foot. Okay, so once you're in that position, Bring those legs directly up above the hips. That ball is going to come right between the inner thigh, just above the knees again. Okay, so I'm going to find my neutral pelvis before I continue to move. Glue your tailbone down to the carriage. It's going to stay that way. Find that little tiny lift in the low back. It is not big, okay, but maintain that. Ribs are closed. Draw that belly button up and in. Hip bones shine straight up. So notice my legs are not directly above my hips. They're a little bit forward. That's my neutral pelvis right there. So find that neutral pelvis in your body. Arms are long by your side. From here, both legs are going to work together even though one has a strap and one does not. We're going to inhale as we hinge to a 45-degree angle. Exhale, bring it back to that start position. Inhale, take it down to that 45, and then back. Good. So the left leg is going to get tired faster than the right leg is because the right leg's got a little resistance, okay? It's got a little support. Left leg does not. I want you to work at keeping the back of the left knee open, okay? So the leg is as straight as it can be. Light hold on that inner thigh, from that inner thigh on that ball. Good. Whew, you got it, guys. This heats up really fast, so take it nice and slow. Think about that inhale as you lower, exhale as you lift. We're here for 4. Good. Last 3. Good, you've got 2. Last 1, you're gonna hold your 45-degree angle. Now from here, core is engaged. We're gonna bend those knees like we're sitting in a chair. And then we're going to take those flexed feet right back out. We're going to bend the knees in. Knees stop over your hips, not over your belly button, over your hips. And then send it back out. Knees bend in. I'm sitting in a chair. Shins are parallel to the floor. And then all the way back out. Good. On that out, okay, on that send out, I want you to think about the back line of the leg. Okay, think about the back line of the leg because I want some of the work to come right there from where the glute and the hamstring meet. Good. Inhale, take it out. Good. You've got it. Core is engaged. We've got 4 more right here. Try not to twist. You've got 3. Good. Last 2. All right, you guys, on the next one, you're gonna hold those knees bent, 90-90 bend, knees over hips, shins parallel to the floor. The heels are gonna reach forward 1 inch and back, forward and back. This press, okay, is coming from the glam line, right where the glute and the hamstring meet. Take it from right there. Think of that intentional movement because if you think about it coming from that part of your body, it will come from that part of your body. I know you feel your left hip flexor. Stay with me. You're here for 4. Keep that core engaged. That's going to help. Last 3. Good. You've got 2. Good, you guys. On the next one, last thing. Send those legs all the way out nice and long. Squeeze on the ball. Upper inner thighs. Ribs are closed. Pelvic floor. Up and in. You're here for 8. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it all the way in, you guys. Ooh, hug those knees in. Take that strap off. Okay, you can hang it up for just a moment. Now, the ball is going to come right back between the upper inner thighs. You can bring your feet to that foot bar for a second. Legs are going to be coming into tabletop. We're going to work on some arm arcs. But before you do that, I almost forgot again. Let's switch our springs. So I'm going to add that blue spring back on. I have a blue and a yellow. Okay, if you do not have that, try to 1 red here. Okay, all the way down on your back. Ball right between those inner thighs. Reach back and we're going to grab our short loops. Legs are in tabletop. Okay, so that means knees over hips, not over your belly button. Okay, we want the core, the whole core working. Okay, including that low belly. Hands in the short loops. Let's bring those palms so that they're right at that underarm height. Okay, from here we're going to take a light squeeze on that ball. Arms only. We're going to inhale those arms down to the carriage. Exhale, bring them back to start. Inhale them down. Exhale them back. Now, they're stopping. The arms stop at the underarm height so that we hold tension on those straps the entire time. Okay? You should feel your right and left waistline quite a bit with this weight of springs. Good. We're going to add the head, neck, and shoulders. We got 2 more right here. Holding that neutral spine. Nothing is changing with my low back. On your next one, we're going to lift the head, neck, and shoulders. So we're going to exhale, find that ab curl, palms to the carriage, and back. Inhale, bring it up, long length and lift. Good. Nice and smooth. I want you to imagine somebody's pulling on your head as you curl up. So there's lots of length as you lift. Okay, we're not crunching the front body. I want you to think about space between your belly button and your pubic bone as you lift up. Keep that long length there. We're not pressing the low back into the carriage. The low back will naturally touch. Good, let's go for 4 more. We're going to add the legs. Good, last 3. Good, you've got 2 more. Good, last 1. On your next one, we're going to add the legs. So everything goes. Arms, head, neck, and shoulders, legs go long. Pause. Bring it all the way in. Find that pause at the top of the movement. Inhale as you release. Exhale, lift and lengthen, curl. Bring it back. Good. Long length. You've got it. 4 more here. Good. Last 3. Good. You've got 2 more. Good. Last full one. All the way out. Good. Take it all the way in. Now on our next one, it's going to be a hold. Inhale to prepare. Exhale as you reach it up. Hold. Squeeze on that ball. Not from the knee, but from the pelvic floor and the low belly, upper inner thighs. Yes, you're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Fold it all the way down. We're going to go 1 more time, just like that. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, bring it all the way up. Hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and fold it all the way down, guys. Whew, so good. Hang up those straps for just a minute. Okay, give those knees a little hug if you have to. We're going to do that single leg and straps. So this time, left foot. Okay, but you know what? Change your springs. I got a thing with the springs today. Take off that blue. 1 yellow spring. If you've only got a blue, stay with that one. Okay, we're all the way down. Left foot comes into that long loop right around the arch of the foot. And that ball's going to come right between the inner thighs, just above the knee. No higher than that, okay? We want a reason to hold on to the ball. Okay, so arms are along by your side. Make sure you found that neutral pelvis position, hip bone shining straight up. We're going to inhale as we hinge to that 45-degree angle, and then we're going to bring them back up to start. Inhale, hinge. Exhale, bring it back to start. Good, little hinge. Keeping that core engaged the whole time. So again, if you feel your low back loading, check your ribs. Check in with those ribs. Make sure they are closed. They're knit together. Good. Nice control right here. Good, that right leg's gonna start to shake because it's already tired. Good, now we're back on that left side. Good, let's go for 8 more right here. 8. Good, inhale up. Good, 7. Good, you've got 6. Good, last 5. I talk talk so much more on the other side. I gotta make sure you get in the same decent amount of reps on this side. Good. Last 3 more here. And then we're gonna start with that chair position. Good, inhale, 2. Good, on your next one, you're gonna hold that 45. From here, we're gonna bend those knees like we're sitting in a chair, and we're gonna take those flexed feet all the way back out to that 45-degree angle. Exhale, bend those knees. They stop over the hip. Then we send them all the way back out because remember, we're working from the back line of that leg. Take it out. Good. Both legs are moving together. They look like they're doing the same thing, just one does not have a strap. That right leg is straight. Keep it as straight as possible. You got this. Woo! We got 6. Good. Last 5. Good. Keep that core engaged. Good. You've got 4. Good. Last 3. Good. You've got 2. Last one all the way out and in. On your next one, you're holding the bent position right here. Knees over the hip. Make sure you found that alignment. Little pulse out. 1 inch out and in. Out and in. It's light, right? But that right leg, oh boy, because it's doing the same thing without any sort of resistance. Find the back of that leg. We're moving from right there. Find that intentional movement. If you need to close your eyes and think about where that movement is coming from, do that. Okay, I promise you, if you think about it, it's going to come from the right spot. You're here for 6. Last 5. We got that squeeze on the ball in 4. Good. Last 3. 2. Last 1. On the next one, lengthen those legs all the way out. 2 straight legs. Pulse and squeeze that ball. This is it. Keep the core tight. Think about that inner thigh, low belly. Everything's narrowing in on that ball for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and draw it all the way in. Give those knees a nice little hug. Hang up that strap. We are coming up on our feet. All right, we've got that scooter on the other side. So I'm not going to move my box over yet. You will need your box. But right now we're going to start with that scooter work. So let's add that blue spring back on. You're on a yellow and blue. If you do not have an extra light spring, just change it to that red, okay? And of course, at any point, if these springs feel too heavy, you change and do what's right for you. Now, before we get that right foot up there, stand on both legs nice and straight. We're standing up nice and tall. Let's take that right foot and place it against the shoulder block. Okay, now we're going to move that left leg a little bit closer. We want to make sure that our knees are aligned. You can set that ball down. You don't need that ball right now. Make sure your knees are on the same plane. Hands are going to come behind that low back. We're going to soften that left knee and send that right sitting bone by taking a little tilt of the torso. So my left knee bent, right, just a bit, and then my torso tilt just a bit. So now my left sitting bone is reaching back. Left leg is not going to change at all. I don't even want it to shift a bit. It's locked right there. My right leg, out, resist it back. Take it out, resist it back. So give your body a minute because this is a ton of stabilization from that core and that left leg. All right, so right off the bat, I usually see people shift back on that left leg. Don't do that. Okay, keep that left leg where it's supposed to be, the way we started, right? That soft bend, that little tilt, hold. Now you're driving from that right side. Nothing is changing. Okay, nothing at all. We're stabilizing with the core to hold that neutral pelvis. Good. If you need your foot bar, take your hands to your foot bar, your fingertips to your foot bar. But hands to the low back is going to force all the stability to come from that left leg and that core. Good. Out. Resist it back. Take it out. Resist it back. Good. No layers here. This is it. Should feel your left glute and the outer line of that left leg quite a bit right now. Good, try to relax those toes if they're gripping. I have a habit of grippy toes. So relax that, because then if gripping with the toes, you're gonna get lots of tension on the outer side of that ankle. Good, let's go for 8. Last 7. Good, you got 6. 5. Last 4. Coming into that lunge. Last 3. Good, you've got 2. Woo, last 1. And bring it all the way up. Woo, shake out that left leg, shake it, shake it. All right, let's grab that box before we grab the ball. Let's grab that box and take it onto that side, the left side of the reformer. All right, once you've got that box situated, all right, you're gonna grab that ball and we're gonna change that spring back to 1 yellow spring, so take off that blue. Okay, if you've only got the blue, you know, take the blue. All right, we're gonna grab the ball, left foot on the box. All right, right foot is gonna come up against that shoulder box. So make sure you're in a position where you're standing directly on top of that left leg. Okay, haven't moved yet. I want you to be already on top of it, hip over ankle, okay? From here, you've got that ball right between your palms. You're gonna lengthen those arms all the way out to the front of the left thigh. We're gonna exhale as we soften that left knee, arms reach up and overhead. Inhale as you come all the way back up. Exhale, lower it down, natural tilt of the torso because I'm reaching my left sitting bone so far back. Scissoring those inner thighs to pick yourself up. Full foot connection on that left foot, okay? Keep those toes glued to the box. Heavier through the heel than you are through the toes, but the toes are down. Good, that left knee is tracking with big toe, second toe. That left kneecap is in front of the ankle, not in front of the toes. Reach that left sits bone far away. How much length can you find on that left thigh? Want lots of length right there. My toes are light on the carriage, okay? Good, you've got it. Every time I bring those arms up and overhead, I do not let my ribs open. That means I keep the ball just in front of my forehead so that the ribs stay closed, the shoulder blades melt down the back. We've got 4 more right here. Inhale, scissor it up. Last 3. Good, we've got 2. Good, on your next one, we're going for that hold. Hold that lunge. From here, my right knee is gonna draw under the hip as my elbows pull down and all the way back out. Draw that right femur bone, get sucked up into the hip and take it all the way out. Left leg is isometric, it's not changing anymore. My right knee draws in, getting that femur bone to pull up into the hip. Good, that's the job of the lower part of my core right here, that psoas, upper inner thigh area. Good. Holding it here. You've got this. We're here for 6. Light hold on the ball. Last 5. We're not squeezing it for dear life. Good. You've got 4. Good. Last 3. You've got 2. Last 1. On your next one, you're still holding that lunge. We're not going anywhere. Let's draw those elbows down so the ball's at the chest. We're going to squeeze the ball as we peel the heel and set it down. Squeeze and lift that left heel and set it down. Every time we set it down, right, we press it down, activating the glute like a little light bulb. Good. That left inner thigh spirals towards the ceiling to pick up the heel, and then we set it down. You got it. Squeeze on that ball. Right toes are nice and light on that carriage. Whew, we got 6. Good, last 5. Keep drawing that belly button up and in. You've got 4. Last 3. Good, you've got 2. Woo, boy. Okay, last 1. Wait, I lied. One more. Hold the heel up. Right from here, we've got to squeeze on that ball. We're going to pulse that left sitting bone, upper inner thighs, tweeze up and in. Little lift and little lower. It's a little pulse for 6, for 5. Last 4. Good, you've got 3. Last 2. And bring that heel down and bring it all the way up. Oh boy, my left leg almost didn't want to straighten out there. Shake it out. Oh boy, we're ending with a plank. That's going to take us to legs and straps, okay? So set your ball down on that box. You no longer need it. Okay, we're going to come forearms down. So my toes are going to be on that platform behind me, staying on that one extra leg spring. Palms or fingertips are going to come into prayer position on that headrest. My elbows are going to be under my shoulders, and I'm going to inhale as I take it all the way out to my best forearm plank. Okay, so I'm breathing into the back side of my ribs, lifting up between those shoulder blades, giving myself lots of space between the 2 shoulder blades, not collapsing there. My belly button's pulled up and in. From here, we're going to find the pike of the hips. So, on your exhale, we're going to nod the chin. Let the crown of the head fall in between those palms as we pike the hips up and back. Inhale, lengthen it back out. Exhale, looking at my toes, lifting those inner thighs up and into the low belly to find that pike. Sits bones reach for the sky. Good. Thanks, you guys. Reaching it up and back. Good, holding the alignment of shoulder over elbow. Let's go 4 more right here. 4. Last 3. Good. You've got 2. Good. Last 1. On your next one, you're going to hold that plank. We're going to take a little shoulder hinge, forward and back. Lengthening out, extending that plank. Little hinge. Good, shifting those elbows 1 inch forward and back. For 8. Good, last 7. Woo, you got 6. Last 5. Good, you've got 4, don't collapse on me. Last 3. Good, don't go anywhere. Last 2. Last 1, hold your plank for 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, and set those knees down. Okay, take a nice little child's pose right here. Woo, that was not easy. Good, reach those sits bones away from your fingertips. Good, hold and breathe. 2 big breaths right here. Inhale. Exhale all that air out. Good, 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale all that air out. Good, once you're ready, turn around. We're going to add that blue spring back on. Again, if you don't have a yellow, okay, so I've got a blue and a yellow on. If you don't have that yellow, take a red. Okay, if you've got time, we're definitely over the 45-minute mark, but this is nice and relaxing, this part here, okay? So, grab, if you don't have time for this is more stretching than anything else, so you can absolutely stop your workout here, but this is always a nice way to end it. Feet are gonna come in those long loops. I know this is probably all my clients' favorite part of the class. So, glue that tailbone down to the carriage, okay? Now, even though we're stretching, we still want the core engaged, all right? So, tailbone's down, little lift in the low back, ribs are closed, belly button's up and into the spine. From here, we're gonna lengthen those legs down to a 45-degree angle. It feels nice that both legs have the straps now, right? And back up on that exhale. Inhale, take it down, always holding that neutral pelvis. So again, just a reminder, you notice my legs do not come directly over my hips because that lifted my tailbone and it rolled my hip bones back. Okay, so I want to find a spot where that does not happen. This is my neutral. I hinge from here. and then I come back, and this is different in everyone's body. Okay, so I want you to really focus on finding your body and your connection, because these exercises and these workouts, they're only going to be as good for you as you make it, right? As you focus on, Pilates is so much about focus and connection within your body that if you don't find that connection, a lot of these moves aren't going to mean anything to you. Some of them might feel too easy. Some of them might feel too difficult because you're loading the wrong muscle group. We want everything to generate from that powerhouse at the center. Good, on the next one, you're going to hinge down to that 45-degree angle. Legs are going to open up to the width of the reformer, and we're going to circle up and around, zipping up those inner thighs. Lengthen down to that 45. Open, width of the reformer, circle up and around, zipping up the inner thighs. Let's go 2 more this direction. I myself haven't done this in a while. This feels really nice. Good, last one. Good, on the next one, you're staying at top. We're gonna open at the top. Circle down and around, zip up those inner thighs at that 45-degree angle and bring it back. Good, now careful here not to grip the glute. Okay, we wanna think about the inner thighs and the low belly to lift those legs back up. Open, circle down and around, do not grip through the glute. Think about the inner thighs. Good, let's go 1 more. Open, down and around. Inner thighs close, up and in. Good, from here, we're gonna take the soles of the feet together as we grab onto those short loops. Let's draw the heels close to the pelvis. So my tailbone did pick up here. Okay, we wanna think about really stretching or pulling on those short loops to bring the heels close to the pelvis. I want you to feel the upper inner thighs open up, okay? You can use the elbows to press those inner thighs open if you want. Good, or you can just really work on drawing those heels close to the hips. We're here for 4. Last 3. Last 2. Good, keeping the soles of the feet together. We're gonna release those short loops, and we're gonna let the feet fall down towards the springs. I'm opening up the front of my hips now, letting those straps just hang over the inner thigh. Good, but not letting my ribs flare open like this. I want you to keep those ribs together and hold your neutral spine. Okay, we don't want the low back to hurt here. Arms can come out to the side, opening up that chest a little bit. We definitely got more in the legs today than we did in the upper body. Good, you're here for 4. Last 3. Good, last 2. Good, bring it all the way in, take those straps off. Give those knees one last little hug into the chest. You can rock that spine side to side if that feels good in your body. And you just finished another reformer workout, you guys. So well done. Again, it's not easy. I know it's not easy, right? But they get better and stronger every time. If you ever have questions for me, please leave them in the comments. I like to hear everything you've got to say. So please make sure you write me there in the comments, or you can always find me on social media at JessPFit. It is the same exact name that it is on YouTube, so I'm really easy to find. And I will see you guys next time. Awesome job.